The Chicago Shakespeare Theater presents the North American premiere of an energetic pop concert musical, Six, by Toby Marlow and Lucy Moss, featuring the story of the six wives of England's 16th century monarch, Henry VIII. This is Reno Lovison, executive producer at ChicagoBroadcastingNetwork.com and theater reviewer for ChicagoTheaterandArts.com. Be sure to take a moment to subscribe to our podcast, then like or share the episode if you found it helpful or interesting. The fate of the six queens are apparently remembered by English school children using the rhyme, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived, which becomes the theme of the opening number, as the women introduce themselves to the audience. A series of 9 musical numbers centered around a common theme with virtually no dialogue, this production is more of a pop concert than what you would think of as a traditional musical theater play. Let's take a minute to listen to a musical excerpt from the play provided by Kathy Taylor, PR.
Chicago, we are live. Listen up, let me tell you a story that you think you heard before. You know our names and our fame and our faces.
Know all about the glories and the disgraces.
Welcome to the show, to the history mix. Switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives, but now we're ex-wives. We're six. Whoa, whoa, we're six. Whoa, we're six. Whoa, whoa, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more minute. We're six.
Presented as a kind of musical competition, each of the six wives takes turns telling her life story, including her particular relationship with the notorious Henry, as well as a number of continuous snarky jabs at each other. Designed to appeal to fans of established superstars, each of the songs is fashioned in the style of one or more of the several contemporary female pop icons, indicated in the program as the character's Queenspiration. Beginning with the mother of Queen Mary I, Catherine of Aragon, played by Adriana Hicks, who famously never accepted her divorce from Henry, which ultimately led to the creation of the Church of England. Her song, No Way, is described as a feminist dance anthem queen-inspired by Beyoncé and Shakira. Perhaps the most famous of the half-dozen queens, Anne Boleyn, who simultaneously lost her husband and her head, is played in perhaps the most quirky and humorous portrayal by Adriana Macissiette. Her song, Don't Lose Your Head, is queen-inspired by Lily Allen and Avril Lavigne. Jane Seymour, Abby Miller, died of a hemorrhage after the birth of her son, who would become King Edward VI. Said to be the only wife Henry truly loved, she sings Heart of Stone, inspired by Adele and Sia. Brittany Mock turns in a kind of German techno-hip-hop version of Anna of Cleves, who Henry proposes to based on a portrait painted by Hans Holbein. Upon meeting her, the king explains that he's been duped, thus relegating her to the divorced column. She's given a lavish settlement and basically lives well. Her song Get Down is queen-inspired by Nicki Minaj and Rihanna. The apparently sensual and sexually active Catherine Howard, played by Samantha Pauly, abused and manipulated by men in power since she was a child, she married the 49-year-old Henry at age 16 or 17, and was tragically beheaded in the Tower of London aged 19 on charges of adultery. She sings All You Wanna Do, queen-inspired by Ariana Grande and Britney Spears. Survivor Catherine Parr, Anna Uzelli, is the last of the six, who winds up the biographical review with the powerful I Don't Need Your Love, queen-inspired by Alicia Keys and Emily Sandé. The six queens are backed up by a 4-piece musical ensemble referred to as the Ladies in Waiting, and includes keyboard, guitar, bass, and drums. The set design, lighting, and sound work to effectively transform the Yard at Shakespeare Theater into an intimate pop concert venue. In the printed program, co-creator Toby Marlow, with Lucy Moss, says it was tricky to find a balance between trying to make the music sound like actual pop songs while also achieving the same level of storytelling and humor as our favorite theater songs. It's clear that the duo has achieved this goal. To my ear, each of the songs has the potential to be a pop music hit on its own. In the end, each of the songs reflects some aspect of the overall human experience with an important and timely female perspective. Six currently enjoys an open-ended run in London's West End. One might say that our Shakespeare Theater is a bit of London on the lakefront. In spite of humor that includes divorce, beheadings, and miscarriages, this is a well-produced, informative, thought-provoking, and energetically uplifting production. More concert than theater, this is a good date night choice. The Navy Pier venue makes this easily accessible to tourists and will provide a memorable Chicago experience. Though the pop music idiom is broadly accepted and fairly universal at this point, Six will clearly appeal to a younger crowd. Like the ever-popular Hamilton, this has considerable potential educational value to junior high and high school students, for both its historical content and as a theatrical experience. Any opportunity to introduce younger people to live performance is a good idea. I would consider some of the sexual references to be R-rated, but likely no worse than kids are hearing in the music they listen to routinely, and certainly no worse than the events of the day if they happen to watch the news. My companion asked me to add that she was happy there were no actual bloody beheadings or severed heads, and that the musical volume was at an acceptable range that allowed the listener to clearly hear the lyrics. Six is at the Yard at Chicago Shakespeare on Navy Pier through June 30th, 2019. Running time is 90 minutes with no intermission. For information, visit chicagoshakes.com or call the box office at 312-595-5600. This is Reno Lovison, executive producer at ChicagoBroadcastingNetwork.com and theater reviewer for ChicagoTheaterandArts.com. Look for my podcast reviews of The Adventures of Augie March at the Court Theater and The Undeniable Sound of Right Now at the Raven Theater, both playing in June. You can find them at Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or at our website, ChicagoBroadcastingNetwork.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can read reviews of these and other plays at ChicagoTheaterandArts.com. If you're interested in making music of your own, visit the LakeshoreMusicStudio.com to learn about piano lessons for all ages. If you need video production for your business or organization, visit renoweb.net.
Listen up, let me tell you a story that you think you heard before. You know our names and our fame and our faces.
Know all about the glories and the disgraces.
Welcome to the show, to the history